guys, Larissa with BeCozi.net is here. BeCozi.net and BeCozi.com is an American website with the biggest collection of chunky yarn for hand knitting. Our main product is chunky chenille yarn and jumbo chenille yarn, and that's why we're making these videos. We're promoting our yarn. So when I'm making this video, I want you to go to our website, BeCozi.net or BeCozi.com, and buy our yarn. Our yarn is not available in any craft store, only at BeCozi.com, BeCozi.net, and also on Etsy store, BeCozi. Today I am using our beautiful lilac color. Really beautiful, I really love it. And also white to kind of to show how beautiful lilac is. And the pattern today is broken honeycomb. I have a video showing how to make honeycomb stitch. I will put a link under the video. And this is broken honeycomb. It means that instead of honeycombs going one by one, we have some purl stitches in between. You can see how beautiful it looks. And I really like it. It can be modified. I have 3 purl stitches here. You can have 2, then honeycombs will be closer to each other. And also, this is size 40 by 60. I'm starting with 28 stitches. And if you want a smaller size or a bigger size, look under the video. I will put this information there. I will also put the information like a written pattern, what stitches I'm making, if it's easier for you to follow the written one, so you can do it. Look under the video. There is all the needed information there. So again, broken honeycomb, BeCozi Chunky chenille in lilac and white. Let's get started. Okay, guys, let's get started. So we will be using these 2 beautiful colors together. This is our lilac color, and this is white. So we will be starting with lilac. So let's open it and find the end. Place the yarn in front of you like that. This is the tail, this is working yarn. So what I'm doing, I am usually burning the end a little bit to prevent unraveling. So also, if you see that your yarn is not really fluffy, sometimes it's getting a little bit flat, you can simply rub it with your between your fingers like that. See, it becomes really nice and fluffy, and it actually fluff out when you are knitting it. Okay, so here we are. This is working yarn. It goes on the top. You made a loop. Insert your hand, grab working yarn, and pull these 2 strings down and the loop up. So you just made your first stitch. Working yarn goes down to make the stitch a little bit smaller. It should be a little bit over 1 inch. And now we will be casting on a chain. The chain will be 28 stitches, guys, okay? So grab this first stitch, insert your fingers, grab working yarn and pull it out. You just made second stitch. The stitches should be about the same size. Then press the bottom of the second stitch, insert your fingers, grab working yarn and pull it out. So it's 3, 4, and now we are simply knitting, making this a chain, cast on chain with the simple knitting stitch. It's actually the same way when people are crocheting. They're using hook and they are making the same chain. And this is the easiest way to cast on for hand knitting. So we need to have 28 stitches for this pattern. You can also start with 26 because I'm making 28 because there are 2 stitches on both sides that are needed to make a little like a border. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So underneath the video, under the video, guys, there is information how many stitches to cast on for a smaller blanket and for a bigger one. So go there and check it out. So now when we have a cast on chain, we are flipping it on another side like that. The yarn goes on the back. And we are starting our first row. First row, we're simply pulling out knitting stitches. No pattern starts yet. So this is our first stitch. We are inserting our finger from underneath, then grab working yarn and pull it out. So this is our first stitch. Now we will be using this middle part of the stitch, this one. See, little bumps, not the top, not the bottom, the bump in the middle. Why we're doing it? Because this chain on the bottom will be our bottom of the blanket, this way. So this is the middle part. Insert your finger, grab working yarn, and pull it through this part of the stitch. So you just made second stitch, try to make it of the same height. So not the top, not the bottom, the middle part. Lift it with another hand, then insert your fingers, grab working yarn and pull it out. So we are now simply pulling out the first row, and when I am done, I will start the pattern from the left side. So make a note to yourself that this pattern is always working from the left side when we're creating the honeycomb stitch. So try to make all the stitches about the same size, then it will look beautiful on the finished blanket. Also, this pattern looks better if knitted tighter than looser, although looser it will look very different, kind of holey, but it's up to you, whatever you like. Some people like loosely knitted blankets, some like tightly knitted, and this is the pattern. That's why we actually making 3 more stitches, because size 40 by 60 usually 25 stitches to start with. This one is 28 because this way we will make up for those honeycomb that taking a little bit of space. So here we are. We pulled out the first row. Now yarn goes on the back, and what we're doing now, we are starting our pattern. I will also write on the video the pattern in abbreviation, knit purl. It will be kind of like a cheat sheet, so you could look if you need to. So first 2 stitches we are simply knitting. We're inserting our finger, grab working yarn and pull it out. 1 and 2. 3 next stitches we are purling. When we're purling, the yarn from the back goes up front. Then you're taking your stitch, you're holding it with the left hand, and then the right hand pushing the yarn through the stitch. So like that. So you just made your purl stitch. Take the stitch, push the yarn through. 3 stitches purled. 2 knitted stitches, 3 purled. And now we're starting our honeycomb with the next 4 stitches. The yarn goes on the back, so these 2 stitches will be crisscrossed. This will be crisscrossed this way, and this will be crisscrossed this way. So we are crisscrossing the second stitch knitted first. See, we crisscrossed it, and now we are knitting this the second stitch first, and now we are knitting the stitch on the back. These 2 stitches will be the opposite. This first stitch goes first, goes back, and second goes first. So pretty much you're using second stitch also, but in this case second stitch went on the top, in this case second stitch went on the bottom. So second stitch, knitted, and then knit the first. Okay, here we go. Now, next 3, we are purling. So take the stitch, push the yarn through, 1, 2, and 3. And now we're creating our next honeycomb. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, the same way. So we are crisscrossing. Second stitch goes on the top, knit second, knit first. And then the next 2, second stitch goes on the bottom, knit second, knit first. See, you can see we're creating this little honeycomb bottom. 3 stitches purl, 1, 2, 3. Next 4, next honeycomb, second stitch on the top, knit first, and now we have second stitch on the bottom and first on the top. Next 3 stitches purl, 1, 2, 3, and this last 2 we're knitting the same way as we did at the beginning. Okay, so this is our pattern, guys. So next row we are knitting stitches, purl stitches, and we are knitting all stitches in honeycombs. So from starting this row, I will be skipping knitting first stitch because it will give us beautiful chain on the side, on both sides. So I'm knitting second stitch. These 3 stitches, you can see these bumps, it means that it's purled. So we are purling them. So hold the stitch, push the yarn through, see, purled. This honeycomb, we are knitting simple knitting stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4. Purl, you can see that these were purled, so we're purling them. Next 4, it's a honeycomb, so we are knitting all 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Try not to skip any stitches, especially in the honeycomb section, because it's easy to oversee it. So just, I'm kind of counting it to myself, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I know that I knitted all 4 in the honeycomb. Then 3 purled, and then last 2 knitted, because that's what pattern is, knit, purl. So we're going back now to create the top of the honeycomb, okay? So here we are, skipping the first stitch, knitting the first, knitting the second, sorry, and then purling 3 next one. 1, 2, 3. Now we are creating the top of the honeycomb. So see, this is the bottom. Now we're creating the top. So here it will be different from this row. The first stitch will go on the top. So literally, like here, the second was on the top, second was on the bottom. Now it will be the opposite. First, you are knitting second stitch on the bottom, first stitch on the top, what you were doing here, and now on these stitches you're doing what you were doing here. Second stitch, second stitch goes on the bottom, second stitch goes on the top, like we're doing it here. Second stitch on the top, and then you're knitting the second. Okay, let me show you one more time. Okay, so the same way here, second on the top, second on the bottom. So here, second on the bottom, the opposite, then first, and then as we were doing here, second on the top, second on the top, and then first. And you just created a honeycomb, see? So next 3 stitches, And see, I lost the stitch, so make sure that it's purled, not to lose it. So 1, 2, 3. So next top of honeycomb, second on the bottom, as we were doing here. You're knitting it first, and then you are knitting first. Then we're doing this one, second stitch on the top. Second stitch on the top, first on the bottom. Another honeycomb. So 3 purled, 1, 2, 3. The same here, second on the bottom, first on the top. And here, second on the top, first on the bottom. Here we are. Now 3 purled. And last 2 we're knitting, because this is how pattern looks. You see that it's knitted, so we are knitting it. Again, there is a written pattern under the video. Next row, we are doing the same what we were doing in the second row. We are skipping first stitch. We're knitting knitted stitch. We are purling purled stitches, and we are simply knitting stitches on the honeycomb. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, I mentioned to you that pattern will be always created when you're knitting from the left to the right. When you're knitting from the right to the left, you're simply knitting stitches as is. You are purled stitches, and you are knitting knitted stitches. That's what we are doing here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I will show you one more time how to create the bottom of the honeycomb in the next row. And then it will be pretty much all the same. So first stitch I'm skipping, I'm knitting first stitch, I'm knitting 1, 2, I'm purling, sorry, 1, 2, 3. And now we're creating the bottom of the next honeycomb. So in this case, second goes on the top, like here. First on the bottom. And here the opposite. Second goes on the bottom, first on the top. And that's pretty much it. You will be just alternating it, okay? And this is how I will be knitting this pattern all the way until I am done with 2 skeins of lilac, guys, okay? And then when I'm done with 2 skeins of lilac, I am gonna show you how to connect the white color. Because there is a trick here. If you simply followed the pattern and started adding white color on the top of purl stitches, it will not look good, because the white will be seen through the lilac. So I'm finishing this row, and I'm gonna show you how to connect the white color. Here we are knitting 2 last stitches. Here we are. Now I am showing you how to connect white color. And as I said, I will be knitting this pattern for 2 skeins, and then I will add white for the blanket. But for the purpose to show you how to connect, I am showing it you now. What I'm doing, I am cutting the yarn, and there are 2 ways to connect it, and I will be using the simplest way. It's making a simple knot. Here we are. Simple knot. Pull it in both directions until you feel that there is nowhere to pull, and then cut the yarn close to the knot. Here we are. So now when we're connecting white, we are knitting this first stitch, because that will give us a beautiful connection of one color to another. You will see the bump, don't worry about it. It will hide on the next row. So knit 2. And then here, instead of purling this, we will be knitting those because we are connecting a new color. And I will show you why. So here we are. See, when we knit it, it's a beautiful connection. If we purl the stitches, the white will be on the top, and you can see the lilac in the middle. If you want it this way, it's kind of like, some people like it, but I am showing you how to make it in a clean way that there wouldn't be that connection seen. Okay, so this row we are simply knitting all stitches the way they are. And actually we are knitting all the stitches in this row because we are connecting new color. So when you're connecting new color, you are knitting all 28 stitches. Of course, if it depends on the way you are in the pattern. If you're in the process of making the honeycomb, that you will need to make honeycomb, but the purl stitches need to be knitted in the first row of new color. Okay, so here we are. I knitted all, and now I am skipping this first stitch. I'm knitting second because it was knitted, and I'm purling the 3 because this is our pattern. The 3 need to be purled. See what I did? We don't have this connection seen, and we're still on our pattern. And here we're again creating our honeycomb top. So second goes on the bottom, first goes on the top. Second goes on the top, first on the bottom. So that's pretty much it, guys. So that's what I will be doing. I will be creating this pattern that I showed you. And again, there is a written instruction on the bottom on the video. So follow the pattern, and I will be using 2 skeins of lilac, 1 of white, 1 of lilac, 1 of white, and 2 of the lilac. So it's 7 skeins total. 2, 1, 1, 1, 2. So I will keep knitting, and when I'm done, I will come back and show you what to do next. Okay, guys, so I am done. Look at this gorgeous pattern. So as I said, I used 2 skeins of lilac. Then I added 1 skein of white, 1 skein of lilac, 1 skein of white, and 2 skein of lilac, the same as on the bottom. So now I am ready to cast off, and I kept some yarn here. It should be 3.5 or even 4 widths of the blanket. See, I'm placing it 1, 2, 3, and a little piece. So it's like 3.5. That should be enough to finish the blanket, to cast off. So to cast off, yarn on the back, here's the first stitch, make extra stitch. That will make a beautiful turn on the side of the blanket on the angle. Now keep your fingers inside the stitch, add second stitch. You now have 2 on your fingers. Grab working yarn and pull it through 2 stitches. See this beautiful corner? So now you have your fingers inside last stitch, add another, knit them together. Add another, knit them together. And this way you will be casting off all stitches. Just make sure not to skip any, because especially purled ones, see, they're kind of curling on the back and it's hard to see them. So make sure that you cast off all stitches, and when you're done it, look on the back like that there are no stitches left behind. You can see that we have a beautiful chain now from casting off. That's our purpose. And we actually have a beautiful chain on all 4 sides of the blanket. I will show you when I am done. And this is because we cast on in the correct way. We skipped first stitch on both rows, and we now have beautiful okay, so I don't have enough yarn here. So in case like that, what you need to do, you need to unwind a little bit and actually make the stitches a little bit smaller. So like a little bit tighter, and this way you will have enough yarn to finish, because I don't want to start a new skein to have this little piece missing. Okay, 1, 2, yep, it should be good. Here you go. See, you made it a little bit tighter, and now we have enough. So we have 2 stitches, last stitch, and then tail goes inside the last stitch, and you pull it out. Here we go. So now I will burn the end of it to prevent unraveling, and the tail goes underneath and on the back. Here we go, like that. And then hide it underneath. Okay, so see this beautiful chain on the top? Here's the beautiful chain on one side, and here's the beautiful chain on another side. And then we can finish the bottom of the blanket in the same way. We can hide it underneath the chain. You can put it under chain front and back, and then you can just tuck it in on the back of the blanket. That's pretty much it. So here we are. This is a beautiful, beautiful pattern. The yarn is available at becozi.net. Get the yarn, make a blanket, stay warm and be cozy. Hey guys, Larissa with becozi.net is here. I would like to introduce my hand knitting book. The book was published in September 21, and recently it was also published with the Christian Publishing Agency. It's available on our website and also available on Amazon. This is the only book on hand knitting on the craft market. It's extremely unique and very beautiful book explaining hand knitting, giving you a history of our company, how hand knitting was born, and then it also gives you a few patterns, simple patterns with a very detailed pictures how to make every single step on the way. Go to the link underneath this video and purchase this book, and let's hand knit.